Greetings, teachers. I want to take a minute this week just to kind of go over the agenda and everything with you and see if this maybe clears up a few of the questions that we've had about turn-in times and things like that. So this week, as our learning targets show, we're going to be working on online writing technologies like Google Documents, blogs, and wikis. And there is a ton of research out there, a ton of literature about the use of wikis to teach 21st century literacies. But like with so much in this field, the research kind of dries up, at least broadly, after sort of this initial push, and it becomes very specific. There's for example, there's not a lot of writing about Google Documents or other tools that have emerged since the first initial writing about 21st century literacies and the emergence of wikis. Even though these tools, like Google Documents, that many more teachers are familiar with, share many of the characteristics of a wiki in their support of student writing and teachers teaching writing. There is a great deal of research on the use of Google Documents for teaching writing with EFL/ELL students, but not really in the K-12 classroom here. So historically, this assignment has focused strictly on wikis, but it has been broadened this year to include tools like Google Docs, blogs, as well as wikis. And if there is a tool that after you finish the reading you think also supports this, that you would like to use for this assignment, please email your instructor to get approval for that. We support that. It's really impossible to include all of the technologies. And two, we like to have some literature to kind of support your application. So let's go through our agenda. So again, what we're using is cloud-based tools. And if you're not familiar with that term cloud-based, or if you are and you've been throwing it around but you really don't understand what it means, the cloud is really it's just a server or servers in some location, some locale that are being stored in a warehouse where these technologies are stored. And these really emerge, these cloud-based tools, with the emergence of Web 2.0 tools. And those Web 2.0 tools are wikis, like Wikipedia that we all use, YouTube, social media tools like Facebook, and they're characterized by this cloud format where they're accessible online. Prior to this Web 1.0, we downloaded everything onto our computer. Now they're stored on someone else's server. And because of that, they remove a lot of the traditional barriers like access, which is connected to cost. They're free usually. Because they're housed by someone else and managed by someone else, we don't have to worry about technology problems, which can be a huge barrier to integration. And they're very stable. Technologies early on were not very stable. Also, they don't take a lot of training. Their interfaces are very intuitive, and so it doesn't take a lot of training, and that's a big barrier. If you don't know how to use it, that's a big barrier for teachers. So in addition to that, these cloud-based tools and writing tools like Google Docs, wikis, blog, support 21st century skills as well as literacies in the sense that they are collaborative, they support communication, they support creativity, and they support critical thinking if they are student-centered and students are creating them and using them. So that's what our agenda is about for this week. And your group work will focus on the readings that we have, and those deal with cloud-based collaborative writing in general, and specific tools like Google Docs, blogs, and wikis in specific. You will read the assignments and then meet with your groups, and then I have attached right here that's highlighted an advanced organizer. If you've had me before, you're familiar with this tool, that you will, as a group, collaboratively create. Don't forget to share your meeting time and a link for your Hangout with your instructor, and this will be due at a new time to kind of remove some of the confusion about when is midnight, when is 12 a.m. This will be due on next Monday at noon, okay? Your recorder should submit that using the link at the bottom of the page here, okay? Next is your online assignment, okay? And your online assignment, again, is you looking at one of these online writing technologies, okay? And to facilitate that, we have created videos that you see right here. Videos for PBWorks, which is a wiki tool that's free and very easy to use, Google Docs, and Blogger. So there are videos, if you, actually the videos, I apologize, are up here at the top, okay, as is the assignment. So here's our assignment, here's our video, or videos, okay, and then what these are actually links to PBWorks, Google Docs, and Blogger. But we've provided videos to get you started with those. And your assignment is to create a lesson using one of those tools. Preferably it would be student-centered, where the students would have a wiki, the students would have a Google Doc, the students would have a blog, and then to describe what that lesson is. So let's look at that assignment. So if we go up here to the top and click on that, there we go. So the assignment is you're going to create one of those tools, and then on the home page of that tool, you're going to list the standards you're addressing, the grade level, the time needed to complete it, any materials the students or you may need, what your learning targets are, and then here's the most important part, a detailed list of the procedure. So what are students doing? What are you doing utilizing this tool to apply it to teach writing? Okay. Obviously, if we're including peer editing, there will be a reading component of that as well. Also, how students will be assessed. One of the articles that you are going to read is about using these tools to assess students. Any accommodations or modifications that are needed for the students that are in your class. Okay, and then add your instructor. Here are our emails, okay, whichever instructor you have, as a member to your doc, your blog, and your wiki, and the videos show how to do that. And then just to demonstrate a particular skill, add a relevant image to your technology, your home page. And then what you're going to do is we're going to pull back in the Google site that you created last week, and on that Google site you're going to make a new page. You're going to title that page Online Writing Technology, and then you're going to put a link on that page to your other technology, your blog, your wiki, and or your Google Doc, so that we can access that from there, sort of the central location, and see what you've done. And then below that, you can just type up part 3, which is the same as it is. And if you look at the rubric for this whole class, okay, and remember the rubric is right here, the course assignment rubric, it's always the same, okay, and that is where you address these 6 things, just like you did last week, okay? So that is the assignment, and you are going to submit that at the bottom of the page here. I have not added that yet. Got 20 minutes to do that, but that'll be right down here under your group work, okay? I've provided some extended reading under the due section. I'm sorry. And that assignment is due, again, to reduce the confusion, by noon next Monday. And let me check my calendar to make sure I got that right. Yes, that's the 23rd. Okay? It's got some extended reading here as well as a TED Talk. And that's our agenda for this week. So hopefully that clears things up for you. I've appreciated the work that you guys have been doing thus far. A lot of hard work. I think Professor Morgan already has her grades set and entered. I'll have my grades entered by the end of today. I apologize. I try to get them done, and if you've had me before, you know this, within a week. I'm a little bit behind. I had a manuscript that was due to a journal this week and took a lot of unexpected time, and I apologize for that. Looking forward to looking at your assignments for this week. You guys have a great one.